Hello friends, we all have these pieces. Too short to make a bracelet, but too long to throw away because you feel like you could use it for something. I have a lot of scraps, so we're gonna do something with them today. You're also gonna need some bass strings because this is an alpha pattern. I have small baby wrists, so I would generally do like 17 inches so that I have braid on both sides, 5 inches in the middle. I am going to make this for my ankle, so I'm probably going to cut 18, 19 inches. So totally up to you with what you're doing, but they're not doing any knots, so they don't have to do much except for account for the braids on the end. Let's get into it. I've got 8 strings cut at 19 inches because I'm making this for my ankle. I generally double tape just because there will be that one string that slips, and that is my most massive pet peeve ever. I'm going for a rainbow pattern. You don't have to do a pattern, you can do a pattern. Up to you, but because I'm going for a pattern, I am sorting my lovely string clump into a more organized string pile. So I'll stack my piles. I got red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple, and black is over here if I decide that I need it. Okay, so this is a simple alpha. If you've never done an alpha before, then cool. That's probably why you're here today. So I'm gonna grab one of these scraps. That's a big scrap. I'm gonna grab one of these littler scraps. There we go. It's gotta be at least like 6, like the super short ones. It's bold to try. I don't know if I would try that. This would be nice if you had a macrame board. I do have a macrame board, but that's hard to use and film on at the same time, so we're recycling, kind of, by using this embroidery floss instead of throwing it away. But we're also using a lot of tape. So I'll get a new little scrap piece of tape every time this one loses its stickiness, which will be immediately because I keep touching it. Okay. Sorry. Chill. Chill. So I want to give it a little bit of space. That might be a little much. That's okay. And here I want to start with, we're just doing forward knots and backward knots here. So remember a forward knot, it's my forward 4. It's kind of hard to tell right now because it's taped up. Through the loop into my fingers and pull it. So it'd be a little loose this first round, but on the second one, we'll tighten it up. Forward, 4, through the fingers. Forward 4, through the fingers. Tug, tug. This is easier to demonstrate because the scraps are so short. You're not passing whole skeins through. Cutting a line here. Yeah, I think the key is definitely make sure that you choose your base color, at least when you're starting, to be different than the colors that you are using. Because, especially for other alpha patterns, because it gets confusing. And I've definitely knotted using a base string and then had to redo it, and that's annoying. Alrighty, so now that just kind of hangs out. My strings are in the way. And that's pretty long. I'll give it a rough trim. We'll trim all of the sides out a little bit later. This looks like it's too short to do another round, so I'll chuck that off to the side in my little discard pile. Now we're on to orange. Ideally not a mess. Is this the same size? No, it's not. This one's much longer. Alright, then I pick this tape up. Oh my goodness. Oh, actually, you can... Oh, we're only doing forward knots. I lied earlier. I said you only had to do forward knots and backward knots, but since we're just doing each line of alpha on its own, you only have to do forward knots. So that makes it even easier. How about maybe I do a little bit bigger piece of tape? Maybe it'll last longer because it's easier to place. We'll try that. We're troubleshooting together. Also, this is the first one of these videos that I'm doing that's intentionally a little more slowed down. I'm not gonna speed up multiple speed, trying to do real time. So let me know if this is the kind of content you like. Inches through the loop. That way we're all just kind of hanging out. I always share lots of tips when I'm filming my tutorials, but I don't always. Usually I edit out about half of them because I just rant forever. So. There we go. Alright, yellow. Oh, we have a couple different yellows going on in here. That's fine. don't stress too much about this first one. It's not going to stay. But then the second one, really make sure you tighten it up. Well, one of the most consistently asked questions I see about alphas is their alphas get wobbly and crooked and such. So the issue with that is it's just knot tension. And the problem with knot tension is it's a learned skill. And basically you just want to try to keep your knots, pull them just as tight all the time. And the funny thing for me, if I'm focusing on going fast, I tend to pull my knots tighter. Than I normally would. So it's a problem for me too. So don't worry if you're also struggling with it. This happens to everybody. A lot of times you can manipulate it. If you start to get wonky, then the part where it's curving down, you want to be tighter. I tend to get like the ends are up high, kind of a smiley face. Then I do looser knots around the sides, and then tighter knots around the middle, and then usually it kind of works itself out. That's what I found. Let me know if you have any other tips. Otherwise, I just try to be present and focus, which is hard. But we all know that in today's society. It's hard to be present and stay focused. Yeah, this longer method is working better for me. Slightly larger piece of tape. I'm just excited for the trim. That's the most satisfying part. I'm curious how this will hold up in the water. Because I wear my leaf bracelet on my ankle, if you've seen my last tutorial, and that one's held up pretty well as a permanent bracelet, but I haven't had a bracelet that just has ends flopping around like this that I've worn permanently before, so we'll see. And if you want to see updates, I'll probably put it on my Instagram, which I'm sure I'll put on the screen somewhere. Editing Avery will. That's my note. Note to self. On this next row, I'm going to zoom in a little more, just in case you want to see more up close what's going on. Sometimes that helps for me. It's always a battle for me, because I want to be zoomed in enough so that you can see in detail what's going on, but zoomed out enough that my hands don't get cropped out. Because sometimes I do that, and then I'm trying to show you what a knot does, what a knot looks like, and then you can't actually see what I'm doing. So, it's a balance. Boop. I'm curious if these will just like undo. I feel like that's a concern. Because normally I try to secure things very well. But this just has so many pieces that are just flopping around. Sorry about the shadows. I promise the next video will be better. Because I'll be back in the dorms. But this is unfortunately the only filming location at my house that is close to practical with the amount of equipment that I've got. So, and it was sunny out, I promise. Like, it's kind of cold today for Wisconsin summer. It's like high 72, but I promise you it was sunny out. Even when I filmed the intro, it was sunny out. And then flip the camera around and here we go. Shade. Clouds. Yes, I'm very excited to move in because I have my own room all to myself and it's the size of a double. And I messed up my tape. Oh, come on, tape. I need you to just get off of this one. Thanks. The next test is if giving our tape oh my goodness, is giving my tape affirmations. Hope it stick for longer. That's the question we're all wondering. For alphas, you definitely want to make sure that your stringers up here are stuck down because they are never tied in a knot. So if there's one that escapes and you can pull it, you'll always be able to pull it. I found that to be very annoying. That's why I just tend to double tape it. Oh, yeah, if you can see, I'm starting to get a little crooked. Here, I must have gotten a little too tight on these first few. So I'll make sure on the next row to go a little looser on these. But yeah, if you like content like this... Nope, don't talk yet. Never mind. I'm not going to talk until I fix my mistake, because if I talk, then I won't be paying attention to making the knots nice. Think loose, gentle. delicate. There we go. Good job. Okay. If you liked this kind of video style, tutorial style, let me know. It polled highly within my subscribers, but we'll see if my execution was what you were looking for or not. And also, I'm going to give a quick plug for my Patreon. Bonus content, live streams, discounts for my Etsy shop, which, if you're learning how to make bracelets, you're like, Avery, why would I buy a bracelet from you? But I also sell embroidery floss for very low prices on my Etsy shop, so you can also use that discount to procure your own embroidery floss. And I also have some other supplies that will be coming soon, and some macrame products that you might be interested in. So if any of that's your vibe, let me know. And I will, don't you worry, once I get this whole thing, I'll get you in after, and we can all enjoy the satisfying trim video. So don't you worry, I will make sure to show you the trim, because hopefully you are as excited as I am about it. Okay, so for the trim, I just did it by hand. If you're making it for somebody, you could definitely use a ruler or cardboard or something to make it look decent or more even. I'm just kind of trying to make it straight first and then chop it. It's really hard to do while looking through a camera though. Can't see. Okay, last bit, I'm going to show you how I tie it off. So I split it in half, and then I'm just going to do forward knots with each new piece. I'm going to go over all of the other pieces. We got a big gather in the center. On that last one, you want to kind of tug a little bit. It might gap, but when we do the square knot, we'll fix it up. Same thing on the other side, except now I'm doing forward, backward. Alright, now I'm going to grab the two on the ends, here and here, and I'm going to do my square knot. So I bring the one on the left under and over, and then I just reach my fingers through here and grab the string on the right. pop it through the hole. I have a whole tutorial on square knots if you need. Then when I tighten it up, I close the gap here. And then I have to do the other half. Just here over the left string. And the left string goes in my fingers, maybe? Probably not. There we go. And bam. And then I'm just going to finish it off with a normal braid. Cut off the extra, and we're good. Well done. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give me a like, subscribe to the channel, drop a comment if you have any questions. I would love to help you guys out. And yeah, have a good rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.